On today's video, let's go over 5 of my best decisions as a Rise of Kingdoms player. In this video, we're gonna go over a few of decisions that have changed the course not only of this channel and myself, but also of this account, my gameplay, and everything along the way. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Here's the thing. One of y'all commented on my previous video, if you haven't seen that carded up on the top right, that had all to do about my biggest regrets in Rise of Kingdoms, and said, yo, well, what about the positive? Where's the positivity? What are the best decisions you've ever made in Rise of Kingdoms? And so today, we're gonna go exactly over that. This video is brought to you by the makers of Infinite Galaxy. Infinite Galaxy is a mobile strategy game that takes place in space. You've been enlisted as a spaceport general, and your job is simple. Grow your spaceport, your space fleet, and engage in combat with other players and environment elements across space. You will command a set of crew members, flagships, and warships, which will help you conquer space. And with the help of your alliance and alliance mates, you can defeat spaceport defenses, claim star systems, and expand your footprints in space. Whether you're a player versus player or player versus environment enthusiast, a spender or a free-to-play player, Infinite Galaxy has all is needed to cater to your gaming experience. Check it out using the link down below, and thank you again to Infinite Galaxy for sponsoring this video. And actually, we're going to start with the first best decision I ever made, which we're about to implement right now while we're talking and recording this video. And that is leaving Zone 3. Listen. There is absolutely no reason on earth for anyone who is a top tier player to be crammed in the middle. At this point, even Zone 1 have tons of level 5 and level 6 gathering nodes. This is happening right now because we just did the Shadow Legion, and so we get all bunched up together to help each other out for those who need help to get through to level 25. But there is TN, LIIG, and RB plus us all in this middle. And this Zone 3 is overcrowded to no extent with people all over the place. And so for me, there was a little while ago where I dipped out all the way to Zone 1 before the latest update where they added more level 5 and 6 nodes into Zone 1. I was in Zone 2, but the best thing I ever did for my account's ability to grow, and look how annoying. Like, I was literally in here just a little while back, and then this freaking barbarian fort popped right in front of me. Now I can't teleport next to my farms. Oh, I'm so tilted. Fine. We'll move here. This was one of the best decisions I ever made. Go out there, tons of nodes available. Nowadays, there's farms all over the place around here, but even then, you can still find the level 6 gold nodes all over the place. There are times where I'm gathering 5 of these at a time. There's times that are a little bit less because the farms are more active, like right now. But to find 5 level 6 and 5 gold nodes out here is fairly good and doable. Get out of Zone 3, people. You don't need to be in there. What are you in there for? For the 20k credits of one troop flags? For what? Who cares about that? Honestly, nobody cares about that. If you're still at a point where it's important for you to get the 20,000, then good for you. Of course, I understand if you do need that. And it's free credits that you can then later on use. 20,000 a day means 600k a month, which is equivalent to 1 passport page for free. I get it. I understand it. I am not at a point for me personally where this is important. For me, gathering is key right now, and my 3 farms are in Zone 1, gathering levels 5 and 6 nodes. Very happy. One of the best decisions I ever made. One of the second best decision I ever made, well, and this is not in any particular order for the record, was migrating to Kingdom 401. Yes, oh my God, I can already hear the 401 leadership going, yes, sir, we're the best kind of thing. Or the way they would say it's like, fuck yeah. But anyway, migrating to 401 was one of the best decisions I ever made. It revitalized my love and energy in this game. I got to meet some awesome people. I got to reunite with some awesome people. I got to it was just one of the best decisions I ever made, just to get out of the slump that I was in JWM. And that was kind of the counter of what I said in the previous video, which was I stayed in JWM for too long, and then we made it to 401. I was actually going to go with squad wherever they were, which was 341 at the time, but them coming to 401 was even better. It all worked out much better than I could have even imagined. And there go my notes. In the middle of recording, for crying out loud. But yeah, teleporting and migrating to 401, getting to meet these people was awesome. It's been a great time with them. They've been extremely supportive. And I've had an opportunity, at least once in my Rise of Kingdoms career, to really shine, to do what we did in the last KVK. My garrison was pretty much the only thing that held back a lot of their defense. There were a lot of good garrisons out there. I'm not saying that, hey, without me, 401 was doomed type of thing. That's not the point. But you guys got to see what it was. Anywhere that my Zenobia was, they never went there. I was one of the few, if not one of the few Zenobias out there. And it was extremely fun. I had the extremely lucky opportunity to be in that particular situation. And so I'm very thankful for that. It gave me a little bit of a shining moment type of thing. And I'm really thankful to 401 for allowing that to be, and for being as cooperative with it as they were, and helping me as much as a lot of people did. And so, yeah, that was one of the best decisions I ever made. Number 3, speaking of Zenobia, was to shift towards garrison. At the time when I chose to be a garrison captain, there were very, very few people who really saw garrison captain as a role, or as something that is important to have in your kingdom, for that matter. Anyone could have been a garrison captain. It's not a big deal. Just put something in there. We just send rallies, and as long as our rallies do more damage to them than their rallies do to us, all is good, right? But shifting to garrison captain was one of the better decisions I ever made. I very early recognized that will be a role that will be extremely important in the future. And so I worked my way to it. Thankfully, I had already Richard and YSG expertise, which made life a lot easier. And then from there, we made sure we expertise the best garrison commanders. Dragothien is the only one we did not expertise, because at the time that she came out, I was not really thinking about garrisoning yet. And by the time I did think about it, she was already out of the cycle. Granted, she might come back, and she's definitely someone I may expertise in the future, just to have that extra Rolodex option. And definitely we got to figure out what we're doing with Jadwiga, because she is also going to be at some point extremely important. But for now, having the crown jewel, my expertise at level 13, she was 10, but I accidentally killed a few barbarians. Level 13, Theodora, and with that, the Zenobia around, and YSS, and all the garrison captains we have, commanders that we have, allowed me really to find a decent role to enjoy my time, and to be able to contribute in a matter that is actually meaningful. Of course, again, being a garrison filler, a rally filler, an open field fighter, all of these are very meaningful, okay? I'm not saying that those are not meaningful, because without you guys from 401 refilling the Zenobia that was in the building, we would have gotten wrecked. And that happened, for the record. When we garrisoned with TN, when we were the only one flag outside there getting double rallied, it was me, Snake, and 2 other people, and then later on DS. And I mean, 401 sent trains of people and tried to get there, but when they got cleaned out of the field and they were kept away from that flag, because it was all surrounded by enemy flags, it was me and 3 other people. Those were the only times my Zenobia burned, because nobody refilled the building. So, of course, garrison refillers, rally fillers, they're extremely important, just as well and just as meaningful, for the record. Point number 4. It's actually looking at your face right there. Yep. One of the best decisions I ever made was when Dazai hit me up and said, Gekko, you cast Arc. You seem to understand Arc very well. Would you like to play in the JWM2 team? And if so, would you like to help come up with a strategy? Now, I said no to the second question, but yes to the first one. And as time went by, Dazai, who, if you guys knew who he was a little bit hothead. He was very particular about his ways, but he would consistently ask me my thoughts and opinions, and ask me to review the matches, and ask me what I think we can do better. And he really gave me the opportunity not only to play in the team, but also to give my own input, which he took into consideration when we ended up in the top 4. Now, I'm not saying that we ended up in the top 4 because of me. No, he was 99% him and the people out there behind the scenes that were doing the job. Or Ruko leading the T1 team. It was I forget who else. It was Julius leading another team and Dazai. All three of them created the strategy, created the teams, did 99% of the work, 99.9% of the work. Maybe I had like 0.01% that I kind of helped. But the fact that we made it to the top 4, we made it to those playoffs, we got this skin, which coincidentally was fantastic for the role I picked because it was one of the few, if not the only infantry skin at the time available. And with infantry garrison, it just worked out perfectly. So one of the best decisions I ever made was to play Osiris League Season 2 with JWM2. Unfortunately, Season 3 I didn't get to play because, let's just say that she didn't like me too much, and so I didn't make the cut. But I'm not going to go into that ever again. But anyway, yes. Season 4, fantastic with squad, but this was definitely one for the books. My final decision that I think is one of the best ones I ever made in Rise of Kingdoms is to try to do my own thing in the content department. And that includes a variety of things that, believe it or not, or like it or not, I was doing before everybody else. And I can tell you that there are a lot of things that other creators created first that others imitated, because that's how it works. When someone else comes up with a good formula, the rest copy, because that's exactly how it works. But that's completely fine. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying anything negative. But I was probably, if not, I was the first person to spectate KVKs and upload videos of KVKs of other people. I was the first person to commentate, to create Civil War videos covering internal affairs of kingdoms and how kingdoms blow into Civil War type of scenarios. I was one of the first people. I think I'm not going to take the credit for being the first one, because I think maybe Chisgule or Drago, I don't remember which one of the two, did the first ever Ark of Osiris commentating video stream, but it wasn't like casting. It was more like sitting there watching and kind of like a watch party type of thing. And then we took it and brought it into the context of like actually creating into a commentary. For the record, those of you who don't know this, Osiris League on the main Rise of Kingdoms channel was my baby. The lights that you guys are seeing that are right now illuminating me, the microphone before this one and the camera before this one was all paid by Lilith to create a small studio in my house to cast the first ever Osiris League. Now, granted, we were very, 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 very ambitious in the project that I was single-handedly doing, but the first Osiris League season, I was the one who was hosting the matches. I was the one who was scheduling the matches. I was the one with Drago and Chisgule who were choosing the matches and then creating the schedule and picking who casts where. And also, at the time, I was the one when Lilith said who commentated what and who do you want to work. It was my baby. And now, of course, I don't get to do it, which is completely fine. But my point is, I am very, very happy with the decisions that I made that then later on were taken as a model of success and imitated to and improved by other creators. I can tell you that, for example, Fleisch nowadays does some of these videos that are a step up to what I used to do, and I still occasionally do. And I can tell you that there's many others. Chisgule has been killing it, and Drago with the Osiris League casts nowadays. All of that is the culmination of my contribution into the content world of Rise of Kingdoms. And I'm really, really proud of those decisions that we took, of the creativity that was in there. And, you know, back in the day, I used to get told, like, oh, he's making videos of other people's KVK because he's a farmer, so he doesn't fight his own KVK. Why don't you fight? Why do you only show them fighting? But reality is, nowadays, what all of you want to see is not only us fighting in our own KVKs, but us also commentating, streaming, and showing massive KVKs going around out there. And the reason for that, I would hope, is because I created this trend of KVK videos, of KVK analysis, of KVK. I was not a big fan of streaming KVKs live, primarily because it can cause issues where I, as an Overwatch person, can see things and commentate on things live that neither team sees, and therefore could ruin each other's strategy. And so For example, I can tell you it happened in one of the streams that I did where I said something and one of the teams fixed what I said, and then the other team got extremely mad at me because it was their hidden, their ace in the pocket that the other team hadn't noticed until I mentioned something. It's why I'm a little wary about streaming KVKs. I try not to. I would rather record them and post analysis after. But yeah, the one-up that some creators created in order to kind of one-up what I was doing was to stream it live because people prefer to see it right now, what's happening right now, than what happened 3 days ago. But as a return to that, they exposed those KVKs to a massive crowd, which now those KVKs are 100% affected by the streamers streaming them because things are being discussed and talked about and shown live that neither teams fighting or multiple teams fighting had seen until the streamer showed it. So I'm extremely proud of the things we did. These are decisions that I'm very happy about, the things that I don't regret, but I'm proud about. Every time I see Fleisch, Drago, Chisgule, or Shinchi, or any of these guys either cover KVKs, cover Civil Wars, cover zeroings of other players, the zeroings, I would say maybe I cannot take full credit for it, like, because I did zeroing videos in the beginning as well, but I would say that those are kind of not fair to take credit for. I do think I can take credit for the KVK coverages, but when I see those, it puts a smile on my face, and I see all of you watching those and those videos being so popular, because I would like to think that I had a lot to do with the culture of Rise of Kingdoms evolving into expecting out of creators to also cover other KVKs beyond their own. And it went from, oh, he's not fighting any KVK, only showing others, to also, hey, show this KVK, hey, show that KVK. And I love that. I really wish I do want, once things get calmed down with work a little bit, to get back into recording KVKs, into recording zeroings, into recording Civil Wars. But unfortunately, getting one-upped, quote-unquote, by Insta streams is a big problem. I am not disrespecting nor calling out nor being negative towards this person. I'm stating this already. But there have been multiple times where I've been told, hey, there's a Civil War here. Hey, there's this happening. And then 5 minutes later, Chisgule goes live and shows it. And at that point, there's very little I can do to make a video after or to even stream after and explain it, because he has already hit the metal while it's hot. So again, I'm not saying that's bad. Good on him for this being his full-time job and being able to instantly turn on the stream when something happens and bam, be there. Like, every time I see that, I get bummed out a little bit because I would have liked to cover it the way I wanted, but at the same time, I'm happy for him for doing it. And so as a creator, any other creator that I see succeeding, as I know how much work goes into it. I know how much negativity is involved around it. So anytime I see them doing their thing and doing it well, I'm always happy about it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much that. That's my best decisions, I think. We went through a few in game and a few and one out of game. Becoming a garrison captain, 2 thumbs up. Migrating to 401, all right, 2 thumbs up. Joining JWM2, 2 thumbs up. And of course, what was it? It was getting out to zone 1 and 2 for garrison gathering, major 2 thumbs up, although I don't gather anyway, because I'm Farmer Gekko that doesn't gather, for frick out loud. Never has resources, and somehow he's a freaking farmer. I don't even know. Chat, take care. Have a great rest of your week. Peace. Don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe, drop a comment to help the algorithm out if you got this far. And I'm out of here. Peace.